This is a story of over 15,000 volunteer hours with over 200,000 direct and indirect impacts that has birthed a social enterprise, which is revolutionizing the entrepreneurship culture in Nigeria and by extension, Africa. This is the story of Pop Industries.
Production of plastic went from 2 million tons in 1950 to over 400 million tons in 2016. This shows the indiscriminate use of plastics, which leads to waste. Globally, there's over 6 billion tons of plastic waste, which is equivalent to 55 million jumbo jets. Of the 32 million tons of waste generated annually in Nigeria, 2.5 million are plastics, with Kaduna State generating over 400,000 tons yearly. What went wrong?
The average plastic water sachet has a useful life of 48 hours and stays around for over 1,000 years, leading to long-lasting negative impact. In Nigeria, pure water sachets are the most affordable and available drinking water. More than 60 million sachets of water are consumed and disposed daily. 1.75 million tons of plastics are deposited yearly in our landfills and gutters. We unknowingly consume over 74,000 microplastic particles, mainly from eating fish and other seafoods.
Plastic waste is such an issue that in 2019, Nigerian lawmakers enacted a law to prohibit the use of plastics.
In Samaru community, drainages and gutters are blocked due to plastic waste. To get an insight of the effect on the community, we interacted with them and found out that they battle with constant collapse of their houses due to flooding, which is caused by clogged up drainages and gutters during rainy season. This allows mosquitoes to breed and leads to recurring malaria infection. They find it difficult to deal with this due to high inflation.
The most common solution to plastic waste is recycling. However, only 14% of these plastic waste are being recycled, and that isn't much of a solution as recycled plastic still remains plastic.
Due to their material form, these LDPEs cannot be manipulated in recycling. They can also not be reused in packaging water, and when incinerated, they release harmful emissions into the environment. A study from 2019 shows that over 800 million metric tons of greenhouse gases are emitted from plastic incineration. This is equivalent to the carbon emissions of over 180,000 megawatt coal power plant. And by 2050, this could rise to 2.8 gigatons of CO2 emitted per year, which is equivalent to the emissions of over 400 billion petrol vehicles plying a kilometer of the road. This is insane.
The best bet then is to reduce this waste. Our solution? Pop Industries. Pop, Plastic Upcycled Products, is an incorporated company of Enactus and Bello University that upcycles plastics into products of higher value, completing the life cycle of plastics.
With Pop, these plastic waste are taking a drastic turn from waste to wealth. Pop Polish is a product of Pop Industries, the first ever made in Nigeria shoe polish and first eco-friendly polish in the world.
Conventional shoe polish contains 30% wax and 70% solvent. A can of Pop Polish replaces the paraffin wax in conventional shoe polish with our plastic wax.
Our research and development team are working closely with the Standard Organization of Nigeria on the quality assurance of our polish. This is ensuring our product is market fit.
We conducted a market research and found out that over 50 million people use shoe polish daily in Nigeria. The available market for shoe polish is valued at 36.9 billion naira, with a current service market of 18.03 billion naira. Pop Polish is addressing 1.16 billion naira of the total available market. Our target market remains military and paramilitary bodies, school children, and corporate workers.
We have a production capacity of 5,000 cans monthly. Since the beginning of this year, we sold over 1,400 cans, generated over 400,000 naira in revenue, removed 5.6 kg of LDPEs, and prevented 16.24 kg of CO2 emissions.
Then, we faced big problems.
Our lives and properties were threatened owing to the rising insecurities in Kaduna State. Our production factory was boggled and production materials carted away with.
As a new product, moving into the market was challenging due to existing competition.
Cost of production was also a big problem as we needed to find means of fabricating our cans at a cheaper price.
First, to get a new production site, we took advantage of our partnership with the International Center of Excellence for Rural Finance and Entrepreneurship, which got us a bigger and better production factory. This increased our production capacity to 10,000 cans monthly.
To move fast in the market, we introduced our e-commerce site where people can order directly from us and then get their shoe polish at our newly introduced vendor system that allows stores pick directly from us and then sell based on commission.
We then had an agreement with Daikon, who are now responsible for fabricating our cans locally. This is cutting production costs by a stupendous 64%.
In June 2022, we got a deal with the Security Department of Ahmadu Bello University, which has over 5,000 personnel. This agreement mandates every security personnel to order a can of polish from us, guaranteeing us an order of over 4,000 cans monthly and generating a revenue of over 1 million naira monthly.
I want to acknowledge this innovation of met the polish, and it's an excellent product, a green product too, and we are very proud of you people.
We also got a distribution deal with Enactus Kaduna, who has endorsed our products and will now start distribution in Basawa School of Military Police and Jaji Military Cantonment in Kaduna State.
We are securing a store at the Army Military Depot to sell pop polish. Pop polish is now available in 10 more stores from last year, making a total of 10 civilian stores across Zaria and 6 in Kaduna town.
In addition, we are taking advantage of the Nigerian Local Content Act as amended in 2010, which advises government bodies to use a locally made product ahead of imported products. This gave us an opportunity to open talks on a public-private partnership with Daikon and the Ministry of Defense to acquire a portion of the market in the military and the paramilitary sector.
Using our current sales channels, the demand from customers puts us on track to generating a revenue of over 2 million naira by the end of August 2022.
In 2023, we'll upscale production by 200% and expand our reach of defense sectors outside Kaduna State. We'll be moving to stores in neighboring states, Afit, Napex, and ShopRite all around Nigeria.
By the end of 2023, we project to generate a revenue of over 100 million naira using our expanded reach and distribution channels, saving the planet of 1.44 tons of plastic waste and 4.2 tons of CO2 emissions.
We trained 20 women from Samaru community on the collection, sorting, and cleaning of our raw materials. These women, like Hawa Yaya, who has 11 children with no steady means of income and recurring malaria infection, is now getting wages. Hawa now has something to look forward to, support her husband in the running and funding of the day-to-day expenses. Sadia, a widow with 9 children to cater for, now works at Pop Industries, which has increased their earnings by 37%.
Gaskiya wannan aikin mun gode sosai. Zai taimaka min sosai saboda ina da yara ƙanana sun kai guda 6 haka. Wannan aikin shi zai taimaka min tare da su. Inda in na samu ka taimaka min ni ma zan je in taimaka min yara. To gaskiya mun ji daɗi sosai.
Kanta da shara. Yauwa an raba mu da bola. An taimaka ma ƙasa. Yau kuma an taimaka mana gaba ɗaya.
We partnered with ISEF and Smidan to train these women on crafts they can make out of plastic waste to sell. We are currently training at-risk youth in Samaru community who will work under various units of the company like production and distribution. We are giving these youth an opportunity to earn wages for themselves.
Together with the University Health Service, we started a waste management sensitization program in Zaria. They now identify plastic waste management as a side hustle.
We started pop clubs in secondary schools across Samaru with plans to move beyond. We are teaching students about plastics, how to properly dispose them, and do-it-yourself designs they can make out of HDPEs. We train a total of 480 students from SS1 to SS3 weekly.
POP was shortlisted top 30 out of 140 applications for the maiden edition of the Central Bank of Nigeria Tertiary Institution Entrepreneurship Scheme. They visited our factory and were impressed.
At the 55th year anniversary of Kaduna State, Pop Industries was invited to lecture and exhibit to over 200,000 students at the STEM and Creativity Festival in May 2022.
Plastic waste is a problem, but know what else is a bigger problem? Food waste. 45 to 60% of tomatoes produced annually in Nigeria is lost to waste due to insufficient modern processing facilities, insecurities, amongst others.
With an annual output of 2.4 million tons, Nigeria is the largest producer of tomatoes in sub-Saharan Africa and 13th in the world, despite the massive waste recorded annually.
Now, imagine a solution that will completely curb this waste, providing over 4,000 job opportunities in 2 years and contribute to the nation's GDP.
Introducing Tampa.
Tampa converts fresh tomatoes into powdered form with our dehydrator machine, drying out these tomatoes, ensuring its nutrients are retained. We then grind, package, and voila!
We interacted with farmers in Bomo community and found out that they experience wastage and pest attack. the fear of bandits hinders them from going to farm as often as they used to.
Fresh tomatoes have an average shelf life of 4 to 7 days, but due to the poor conditions of our road, they can hardly make it down south in their fresh farm, making farmers encounter huge losses.
Up north, hundreds of baskets end up spoiling as a result of excesses. When locally dried to preserve, they lose their nutrients and turn black.
With Tampa, tomatoes doesn't lose its nutrients, taste, color, and has a shelf life of 9 months. After a market survey, we found that our target market is eager to have tomatoes all year round.
Tampa, we have more variations like Tampa Jollof, Tampa Ginger and Garlic.
We pitched Tampa at FMN Prize for Innovation this year and made it top 5 out of over 100 innovations.
This Enactus year, we have invested over 15,000 volunteer hours.
Increased plastic waste awareness by 55% in Kaduna State.
Lighting over 100 schools across Kaduna State.
Directly impacted 553 people and indirectly impacted over 200,000 people.
We're on track to generating over 2 million naira in revenue.
Creating job opportunities for 55 youths and women who are collectively earning over 300,000 naira monthly.
Making Pop Industries a self-sustaining social enterprise.
Save the planet from over 300 kilograms of plastic waste and 1 ton of CO2 emissions.
Addressing 8 sustainable development goals.
At Enactus ABU, we believe entrepreneurial leadership is not talking the lead, but taking the lead.